Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Mbadi ngoli ngali konto ngali bismillah kibaro network kanal bani ma pamane kibaro nga tombon ka bondi Bakso Jaiteh bulo afele nyintai ay modul ma koteke momu Madi Jorbateh ti ani mol mulyalan ko ka fay ko civil society mulyalan ko ka keloke hala madingol la nyantola kalondiroke molu pour yela nyanto sto banko kan be diamo kam Madi Jorbateh ko Madi Jorbateh amalo mo sifale mati fo a luwate nyapinola kan andum fana ngabe dandararo kila adam barola ko asinyapi mol kan ni wonte ye mol be jutula la ni mol jutula la na mol control no la te Bakso Jaiteh Atta la diamo kono Bakso be diamo kan ay tandiroke ko funding kel mul yalan ko be banko kan e 40 mando ku sodo nyille mol te mul yalan ko nata ye fam bambu ka fo ko be civil society le ko ma ye fanke activist solti ka United Democratic Party ma ko e kamansa kunda kele ate Bakso be o sataka Bakso sataro ke ko Madi Jorbateh na nyongolu nyele molte mul yalon ko banko dundi toro kono anim fana ifele nyindi ka kumandiro ke ko ka UDP de maduma nyinim kuleti mu yalon ko ate Bakso Jaiteh Atta andungal ba mo le kibaro kono miranga du woto ni moto ni fanindiro ke kumol mul yalon ngol mo yabul tentro ni jayro bali atel mul kalno mo yalna badi ma pamane. Thank you for watching Kibaro Network.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم lafta mbadingol jandintal kana to so-called civil society lamoy mbadingol alal tulolo
and will not let the Gambia plunge into authority.
lafta menal sal tulolo this so-called civil society grupola ika mem for civil society desa Gambia wallahi billahi taala hanni men ye poti kosono ye Madi Jorbateh nyol yo register as a civil society because of their personal interest pour UDP si banko ta no nyadi kamol drag for wato even to lamol arrest kan fenda why is civil society for wato even to lamolo attack kan Busumbala. Where is this so-called civil society? For are they untouchable? Or there are some people who are untouchable? So after janning audio kajamfa, alien so-called civil society lamwe. This so-called alien yadal fong jubeng men be conference if fong salon ko they are anti masakunda. Imban lafi they are all UDP product, this civil society. Madi Jorbateh Amirako Molben
express our concern on the deteriorating relationship between government and its citizens. Recent developments has definitely raised alarm, particularly in what appears to be the shrinking civic space. Considerable threats against fundamental freedoms such as that of expression
the word thinking
and divergence of political views and the respect of the rule of law appears to be on the decline.
Very rude in their speech. They have no respect.
That the Gambian people fought for
fought
to the extent of some losing their lives in
Aliamune fought alaf because I told Kalia fought like I President Lokeje me yala ko fonko al kal nya tanola won I told Naftala ko UDP le banko mara it will never work here.
Considering how far we have gone as a nation, democratic backsliding is not acceptable by anyone, let alone the civil society. As a nation, rule of law must guide our actions.
Rule of law.
Section
Kumbabu amud day, kumbabu amud bay. What about the rule of law?
Constitution has made it clear, absolutely clear, that every individual's rights to personal liberty is guaranteed. We want to use this opportunity to call on the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, the Ministry for the Interior, Inspector General of Police, and National Assembly Select Committee on Human Rights to step up to the table and perform their duty to uphold the rights and ensure the safety of the people they are charged to protect. To conclude, we reiterate our call for the judicial reform as there are many loopholes in our criminal justice system. The issue of arrest and detention without probable cause should be seriously looked into, as there are instances of it more so to be released on bail while there are no charges made against the people. We still call for the implementation of this security sector reform in all facets. Critical reforms are needed in this sector to ensure human-centered security in this country instead of state-centered security.
Imamoi, because it will men feel wala mo nyinti ko security men ma UDP kanu wol be nanta bayla la wala mo security reform de it will mamire giko la ka reform yene mo hasidol ñunu yamira ko to la tamu nyim bankon hani sa nya fangu jude cham mo singunu respect.
Thank you very much, Ma. She reiterated civil society's commitment in promoting and advancing human rights in this country. I just want to briefly add that the government should know that government is the primary duty bearer when it comes to protection and promotion of human rights in any country.
That's what President Barrow
is doing. I also want to remind all of us together from her statement that indeed recent developments in our country, no doubt, raise concerns about how genuine our government is.
Yes, because he ba kala do lale albe siring ali dey alto fola
go kan ni
mentara school by A and B long when you fa civil society this civil society not to let am bankot fa to let more let am bankot abe koina
the issues of Mali, for instance, Mali, for instance,
Madi is untouchable. Madi is above the law. Madi is untouchable. Madi is above the law. Let him create a problem here. What human rights? For Imam Mola Arresta, Imam Mola Pagja, Imam Mola Soranja.
Anyone who has an answer will definitely respond to anything that you want to say.
Cham. I will not water dollar. Ni lafte ila moire kenyo. Madana. Yala wato dola ni ke lamo nyindi ndungol men yalan ko e gira karamoto e man A and B long e man do ku so be frustrating wala kane famur nang ke fanke so called civil society kana ka foko e be banko duna intolerance who is mad for is it untouchable or what ya molo commandi tate danko ya madi jobada commanda kate de danko jumada madi no yala wato dola wallahi billahi tala government al nanta step tala ni so-called civil society and in so-called human right iman tara fendato jang UDP ngol la protocol muti wala el ke sukundi imaje kabering ni wato a candidate kandrong ye civil society lu kumandi dumala ye human right call dumala ye salaf tala nyol call dumala pour kaje ko ito sim banko dundi no nyin confusion oni ka finti janadron every global finti you condemn what condemnation are you people above the law? Is Madi Jorbateh above the law? And the Fabaka Tombanjara Nyol, Commander Police Waterman, Siding Guy Nyol, Mama Kande Nyol. I can name names. Where is civil society? Where are they? Ko, Alankana Nyo Batandi. Alanga Banko Samba Cairo Kono. Walatin Gambia security forces are told nanta loyal la President Barrow and loyal to your nation. You know ko bala firingo membe kering wo nanta continue lale security nanta lola la mul kali bung berolla e kali barama e kali fa itol manyan ne jola security manyan na ila doko meng nga du nga uniform di la pour yo do ko ke security manyana o kala mo bala firin tantan ding wala le betar la kering ka security haras ke bumberolla ke bañolo neng ke ibarama fatata elenti ke fa itol ko wala mo human right ko ndesan Allahu akbar e President Barrow billahi wal kitab khani men kalono may ko bala men ka audio deda ikabe mu journalist sollet men ya angale kaw moy ye badi ngol lebe civil society Madi Jorbateh le civil society be brum jang through UDP gada kono to make sure ko men mu yaya jamme against ya wolel damma ke civil society wo mo kilingolo wolel fanan nada ko danja because of baro against ko civil society mo kilingo men yalan ko ye manya menke jammela time o manya kilingo yo wolindi ta president baroka war billahi wallahi tallahi ni must stop to it fo ñu ñaadun tere kamalta billahi wallahi you cannot stop them e kamem be kuru to ungovern this country it will never happen president baro ni so-called civil society ni human right ni yaje yaya jamme ye disown aye bay aye fonko I bulita menka wala nyente Usenu Dabo ani UDP masakunda na man soda jankairo kana soda nyambanko ka it will never work modo farambe sirine be lamoyla e ka fen lubu jilabaji e lafta membe dunda nyoro mbe futala lungomal we will never sit down and relent and look at them ngandei alingata civil society ni meng ye tata karamodo rong woyala examo be fail danko ron ko angale kom ay na lo may ko bal I camera ko kilandingol I camera ka diamu men man faham nyim banko ka tumala safono ko rule of law wo man tara nyim banko ka recently the rules of law nuway president baroma luaya alawo kan nay modoluma luata tamala wala bad law what type of law are we hey wallahi billahi be men kota te wok la jam intela nga fali adum wolu fanam be sirin e be lamole be e ba juben kam we will never relent president baro 470 400 and something thousand people le cut off fire mo me yalon ka be cut off talante o be e be ko president baro yeah mo dantanding ye sit wrong itol ko ha ma election respect ma null and void null and void tale ma respect malala so therefore president baro masa fulate soto no la banko kan president fula nyim banko kan anana te sot la dula fanan samate te soronto ka te 7 years nga fale 2016 and how many years politique kilongo mamban no banko kan because yake mune kama wala mo nyenti ko UDP and Usenu Dabo la president ya no man soto nyim banko kan kayro ma nyana nyatene na banko is that right mul be mul banen e be mul intimidate la e be mul kolle la mobile recently ngayele e ko Suleiman Kamal ka bani ngala ala in an audio nim fonkol atoli kepon momol mala alpha respect ama bunya wala ka wandi alfal neng ke ibanyol neng because abota daming aya mugol toti akata daming woton ta yat kromanta ya wat klubal de ya wat disrespect ko wat nyin tuwa wudu bani dal be abelem fen kamol bane kamol neng abe tuwa bu joko e be wallaji londi tebulu dros ko wala mu boli kuleng tubabu kebal bi kataye e noma ke senea ke i balol be senani ke lande la rawon kan ke wulendigi o mo façon lelemo wolel ya mirako ni UDP masakunda sodda to lebinanya masakunda marlaje that cannot be possible ma nyamem be UDP imela system of falling I ma king I man mol horama ye bunya UDP masakunda yara ko di wala otonga mo be tentongal jay civil society wo human right wo fenke society fenke talent society wo matinna banko banendiro ni nendiro momo ndiri yake nyim banko kan you will dance on your tune no amount of intimidation or harassment can change that president's word is a policy president nako hok wo mo policy let wonanta tamalan anybody if president or diamuta menna abe under your department or your purview you don't act on it that war policy abe to consume you will go and stay home and wait for somebody who can implement the policies of the president. May Allah bless and protect President Adama Hino Kairo Balafa Dokula or Mabunya Baro Allah may Mendila Allah may Kandandila. Thank you very much. Allah will be with you all the way. Think or tank. Down, left and right. Down and up. May Allah bless you and protect and guide. The Right Honorable Fabakar Kekendo Tombonjato Jata. I salute you. Ye damento chongaji nga jela na Kairo beji. Mbefe som. Iko fongfe ne nako kop ne kai kadin to sa kakarji na kati nga be dundi ngota abaraka ba.
That's Babakar Bahum. Now, in his new essay, Alaji Baro returns to a painful but undeniable truth, that Jammeh the dictator and his oppressive regime were not the work of just the one man. He was aided and abetted all along by none other than us, fellow Gambians. And the Coffee Time Baro has a word of advice for the governing Baro, the man he likes to refer to as his Bandam.
A police state is not the answer. To my Bandam, President Adama Barrow, if you will care to listen to me, let me tell you that those advising you to build on a police state style of government are misleading you. During the TRRC, I sat with some people who were extremely close to Yahya Jammeh. I sat with men and women whom Yahya Jammeh plucked out of the wilderness and made them very successful people. I saw reports from his security advisors and sat with some of the people who were submitting these reports to him. And Bandam, do you know what they all have in common? They all betrayed the trust of Yahya Jammeh. When confronted with their actions or reports, every single one of them blamed Yahya Jammeh. Some of them who were later victimized by Jammeh tried to play hero by claiming that they were victimized because they told Jammeh the truth. Bandam, these people, whom Jammeh saw as loyalists, blamed all their terrible actions on Yahya Jammeh. Imagine the NIA arresting someone and keeping them for months without charging or letting them access family or counsel. When a director of the NIA was confronted, he insisted Jammeh wanted them to arrest this person, and when they did, they had to wait for orders from Jammeh to release the person. And then this director went into detail about the personality of Jammeh, calling him a dunderhead who listens to everyone and no one. I sat there shocked at how this person was speaking ill of Yahya Jammeh, because I know their relationship. But he was one of Jammeh's security chiefs, and when things were going well, he had no problems abusing the rights of Gambians in the guise of protecting Jammeh. On the day I sat with him, it was as if he was another person. This guy would not even spare Jammeh's wife and what he knew about her. Bandam, I tell you this story because deep down in me, I sincerely believe that you have surrounded yourself with people who are fast-tracking you into a legacy you can never look back on with pride. Those telling you to arrest people and abuse the law are protecting their jobs. They are not helping you build a good legacy. Abusing the law was what the NIA used to do for Jammeh and what the police are doing for you today at the behest of those surrounding you. The people telling you to use Jammeh's dictatorial tools to control Gambians are not helping you, Bandam. They are harming you. Don't let the comforts of freedom turn you into an abuser of people's rights. I swear to you, in the name of Mambamba Baro, our common ancestor, that all these people will betray you when the going gets tough and you stand accused of human rights violations. Bandam, do you know how many people currently live with Yahya Jammeh in Equatorial Guinea? Even his wife does not live with him. He is all alone in a mansion with WhatsApp audios being his main window to the Gambia. Didn't you see the last batch of those who ran with him dancing and celebrating when you were declared the winner of the last elections? Do you know how many people abandoned him when his ship started sinking, including his ministers and ambassadors? Jammeh is not abandoned because he is all of a sudden impossible to live with or work for. He is abandoned because the average Gambian is fickle. Bandam, Jammeh had ministers in his cabinet who were giving information about him to foreign governments. These were people he thought were loyal to him, and they have since found a way to get in your circle. In this colonial space, our loyalty is to our interest, not to any particular principle or value. Those who cheered and supported Jammeh's abuse of Gambians were never interested in his legacy. They were more interested in protecting their jobs and amassing wealth. For context, listen to some of these same people who were instrumental in the dictatorship of Yahya Jammeh as they speak of him today. You would hear them say, now that we have a democracy. As if all along they never knew we were in a dictatorship. A dictatorship they were instrumental in building and upholding. Bandam, leading a diverse group of people from different ethnic backgrounds, different religions, of varied knowledge about politics and governance, of varied interests that are hardly ever for the greater benefit, leading people with a confused notion of what constitutes free speech is a monumental task. I don't underestimate the challenge of leading this colonial space. But using the tools of a dictator to be an effective leader is an impossible task. It will only work temporarily, and it will never end well. Bandam, I know you have men and women in the police and security services who will do anything you ask of them, because they think that's how they will remain in their palace. But that in itself should be an awakening for you. Do you need someone around you who will do anything you ask of them, whether it's right or wrong? You don't. You don't need such people around you if good governance is your interest and leaving a legacy you can look back on proudly is your desire. Bandam, on everything near and dear to my heart, those guiding you towards the dictatorial tools of Jammeh are not helping you. In fact, I dare say they don't care about you, because when you care about a person, you don't advise them to abuse the rights of others. And when you care about a person, you don't carry out illegal orders that you know will negatively affect their legacy. Bandam, if you want a legacy you can look back on proudly, dismantle the foundations of the police state Jammeh left you with. A police state is not the answer.
And that was Alaji Baroth.
Madi Molimbele amo Bakso Emimfo. Bakso la diamo ntela kumote siya bale ye because ngalu neko nyama to kumola be ole foka. Mum follow barafa wata diamo kono wole nga ko funding keli 40 nyimbanko ka. Ye do ko nyini masto nyimbanko ka. Ni wol man diamo jemale be diamo la. Funding kel mul yalon ko la kole katinna ika adam baro jo pura do ko nyini gambe dingol ye banko kanja. Ni wol man fenfo jemale ba fola. Bakso e hakilo doyata moli e nenjandi e kumol foye moli e sympathize wala kumo foye Bakso e fam horoma e fam bunya yalon ko e bota family kono andu dimbale bebu Bakso kodol beje nami dimi modol be bala be wol dimi lale kakala kumo fo mu yalon ko ni e jabi ata diale wala te diale la dimbali nim ku bi kete dew ku be la dimbal dew la Bakso Jaiteh bar butu alka kumo fo mu yalon ka telim fangol malon munema a jin county parce que funding kel mo lay be banko kan i 40 nyim banko kan ibe siri nyim banko le kan ni mi muna fa nyim banko e ba kala mun toldo ni mam fen so nyim banko e ba sula mun tol ko take ite ko walla soto baliya wala ba tin lay te diamola andu mol be nyanta e adam baro satisfy wote keno nyim banko kan adam baro nim banko di ngol kayenta banko di yala adam baro e mo so nyim banko kan nte wol so bakso te wol so mun kala ma ya wala so nyim banko kan woto adama mo nim mol e nyaadon kaya diala imadi ala amantra do ko ke kam mole free of charge baro e muso nyim banko kam privilege banko dinte nyim banko kam mo yaso woto ni do ko di barola yo be ci kaya diala because he left like free mindset so e akana mira ku jama so akana dépense problème mira akana jata kende ku mira asola ta fe na diala ya ye bundali la pour asi mira no mune batina banko be tala nyato pour asi mira no mune abe mune kala ani moliye simule alon koy wolondo sotole pour ani amumbe banko sambala nyaata nim baro ya mira kala barako wole yo siala akatulum banko dingol la fengola ite mum fana mu jongodi ite Bakso Jaiteh e nyanta baro sen la lon la siloka iketa e jongodi iketa e donkilla la iketa e jaloti Bakso mo itra problème wonte gambe dingol tati andu gambe dingol ite sonta munna gambe dingol te sonna won nko ele ko momu nim baro mun teni wonte ning moli o moy wolen kairoti ni molma o moy fana moy wolen defana na kairo because nte alon nako fofe yalon nko nintel la fan ni dia damal denon tel be bulata adam baro no because ngo opportunity sotole andu lafta fofe na je mbosto la jele bari kom bam far ngamuneje banko andu wo banko belola wolno mahna taranda malen mba kelele ful lafta mon na nimma soto no baden si mun keno je ngo keje ten toni jero bali atela mo kala mo yalna bani ma pamani thank you for watching Kibaro Network.